blessed be, and welcome to the Art of Oracle Card Reading. This is a mini tutorial, so it's a short introductory lesson about being a really good Oracle card reader. When I first began, I spent a lot of time training myself to understand every single one of the Rider-Waite deck's cards. I wrote down all the meanings and I looked at the cards every single day. And I think that to be a really good reader, you need to get to know your cards. So one of the first things that I would advise to you is that you get to know not only the imagery within the cards that you're using, but the words that are on the cards, and also read your guidebook. There's a huge emphasis today on simply working with intent and intuition, and it's true that each of the cards are like a doorway into another world, and you will receive messages from the card just naturally coming to you. But what concerns me about that approach sometimes is that you get a long way away from the grounded intentions of the deck. And I think we need to work with both. We need to work with our own intuition, we need to spread our own wings and fly with the meanings that we're receiving, but we need to know where the information is coming from. So I think one of the first differences between a person who is exceptional with their reading is someone who really knows their deck. You know when you're working with someone who really gets the imagery, who understands the messages, and who has spent a lot of time building up a relationship with that deck. That's really important. I think another aspect of reading that is essential is that the person who is the reader has a great deal of integrity. And by integrity, I mean that you are honest in your delivery, that you are straightforward, that you don't rely upon cliches in your delivery, that you really connect strongly with the person you're reading for, and that you don't fish for information from that person, that you really are simply relying upon what you're picking up, what's coming through, and what you know from the deck, what you understand from that relationship you've developed with the deck. You should have such a good relationship with that deck that it's almost like the cards are talking to you all the time. It's a very, very psychic process. Sometimes it gets a little discredited, and some people say you're just a reader. I think it's an absolute art and craft. And over time, with so many people now that are doing this, I think the origins and its grounded tradition in scrying and in magic has become a little lost. So I would love to see that coming back. So integrity, connecting with the person, honesty, and yet compassion as well. Some people become quite enamored of their ability to connect with cards and connect with the messages, and they forget about compassion in terms of speaking with the person with whom they're reading. Because to me, you're not reading for that person, you're reading with that person. There's an absolute interaction. It's a very intimate kind of act. I think we need to read compassionately. Doesn't mean sugarcoat. Some people think that that's immediately what it means, that you're going to pull punches and you're not going to be honest. I don't think that's what it means at all. I think it means to come from a place where you are compassionately recognizing the vulnerabilities of another being and respecting them within the sacred space that you're creating as part of your reading. People who come for readings generally are quite vulnerable at that point, and they're really entrusting you with a very delicate moment in their life. This is a tradition that's absolutely rooted in the people who for thousands of years have gone to visit the oracles. You become the oracle in that moment. You are reading the oracle cards, but you become the oracle. So in the courses I teach, I really emphasize that tradition and what it entails upon you as a person, what it means for you, the kind of behavior we expect of ourselves. 100% I feel that integrity also means not divulging, gossiping, revealing tidbits to other people of readings that we've done. We must absolutely be trustworthy. For me, unless I have that person's explicit permission, I would never mention what has taken place within a reading to another soul. And that trust establishes you as an exceptional reader and one who people will come back to again and again and again. There's so much more for us to talk about, and that's why I'm developing a course that's going to be very structured, very grounded in the art of being an oracle initially, the history and traditions of being an oracle, learning that, and then I will offer a different set of lessons for each of my decks. And this will be a certification course, and I really want you to take this very seriously because I do not give out certifications lightly. There will be homework, there will be some tests, and there will be a certain level of expertise that needs to be attained. One last thing that I'll mention is that within the reading itself there needs to be a kind of fluidity, a kind of narrative that you're developing and flowing with in the reading. So while we're doing this, I'll be teaching you how to construct that as well, how to always make sure things are flowing. So become an exceptional reader. Know your cards, be compassionate, be honest, ground yourself in the traditions, come from a place of knowledge, and then spread your wings and fly as only you can as an oracle card reader. I hope to see you in a class very soon. Blessed be, my friend. Lots and lots of love. Be well this day.